you just burp?
No. Do you think it zoomed in too much? Why did it cut?
Our faces are gone.
So, basically, what this video is going to be about is us getting rep room.
We met Taylor.
And, it's awkward because we've never done a video together before. But we've been getting so many questions that it's just easier to make a video about it. And most people do make a video about it. So, regardless of awkwardness, we're gonna get through this together.
Yeah.
So, I guess we should start by saying...
How the night went?
Yeah, it was her first Reputation concert and my second. And it was kind of... I was really, like, out of it because of the night before, because I went to both nights, and...
You didn't have a voice, either.
I had no voice at all, and it kind of put me in a mood because I just wanted to, like, scream and stuff, and I literally could not.
I couldn't hear it at all.
Yeah, so I was really bummed. I was like, oh, there's no way we're gonna get noticed or anything because I can't even scream.
Our
like, this is ridiculous.
Had no voice.
I know. Like, I just felt really out of it. But, what ended up happening was during Camila, we got, upgraded. And,
the security guard.
yeah.
He tapped our mom on the shoulder and was like, we have 4 extra pit tickets, do you want to go? And then our mom was like, we don't, but they might.
They wanted seats.
And then my mom asked me if we wanted to go to the pit, and I was like, are you serious?
I feel like it's important to note that we were on the floor when we got upgraded.
Like in the aisle, too, the main pathway.
We were the first seat, row 1, so I don't have the map, but...
Me either, but...
It's F12, it's the same in most stadiums. It's like the middle back section in between the 2 B stages.
Yeah, there's a nice aisleway there.
Yeah, so...
Very accessible.
I felt like they were good because people, like, walk in between there, and I figured, like, oh, maybe someone will see us, but...
We saw TaylorNation a lot.
But we didn't know they were TaylorNation.
I mean, they have these lanyards on that you can
we were
tell they're
speculating.
important. Yeah, we were like, is that TaylorNation?
We'd never seen anyone
until
before.
This show, though. They were everywhere, and we realized that when we saw them in the rep room later.
Well, because, what happened was we got upgraded. It was pretty much out of the blue. Like, the security guards had been messing with us about our costumes, more so me.
The blow-up phone.
Yeah, I had a big blow-up old phone.
And that's good, because I didn't see anybody else do that costume. Until after when we went to MetLife, and that lady had the phone cord, but it didn't really go with her costume. Like, it wasn't her full costume.
Yeah, but so we kind of got upgraded out of the blue, but it was a security guard that had been messing with us since kind of the beginning of the night, but still we were not expecting anything at all. It was so
awesome, because, like, these past few concerts, we have never gotten anything before, and we got upgraded to the pit, center pit, and then when he gave us the wristbands, it felt so unreal because, like, it never happens to us.
I started crying.
We both did. I think at this point you were the one who cried. But he escorted us all the way down to the pit, and then we showed our wristbands, and it was really cool.
I know. They didn't give us tickets since we already had floor wristbands, but
yeah, it
was so crazy. And we kind of thought that, later we thought that the security guard was in on it, and, like, we'll explain why. But we said, like, we saw the TaylorNation person walking in front of us, and she was like, oh, I think they're from TaylorNation.
Because they had these, like, lanyards
holographic lanyards.
Yeah, with Taylor on it, so they obviously weren't from the link. They were from Taylor's people.
Yeah, we had no idea, though.
I mean, I kind
of. But when we were in the pit, we did go up in the pit right before the show started, because it was when Camila was ending. It was during the middle of Havana, so we were, like, dancing a bit. We tried to dance during all of them, even though we don't know all of their songs.
Yeah, it's fun. It was fun. I mean, I knew her hits, so it was fun.
But, so we went into the pit. We were there during the opener, which I cried at.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
A lot.
I did too, because, like, you crying makes me cry. It's a twin thing.
So, yeah. It was very emotional. I'd cried a lot the night before, too. But it's so overwhelming, like, when you haven't seen Taylor in so many years. And anyway, so we were in the pit, and we stayed for the first couple songs, and then this guy in a purple shirt, and, like, a lot of people do know who he is. But we didn't know. We kind of figured they were from TaylorNation.
He was easy to spot in his purple shirt.
He kept walking right in front of us.
Yeah.
And then
like 5 million
leave,
times it seemed like.
And then he went back and talked to the security guard that gave us the upgrade. So we were like, this is kind of weird. But, you know, you don't try to think that much about it.
I didn't notice that he went back to the security guard.
You're the one that told me.
What do you mean?
You said he went back and talked to the security guard. And then I looked back and he was talking to him.
Maybe I did say that at the time. Maybe I just don't remember it now.
Yeah.
If I said it, then it was true. But, wow.
Yeah, because you were like,
so maybe
that guy in the purple shirt is talking to the security guard.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
He went in there a lot, though.
Yeah, he literally walked by us at least 3 times. So, long story short, I guess, during King of My Heart, I knew Delicate was coming up, and I was like, you know, I don't know what's happening, but I feel like we should move. Like, I just feel like I have this instinct. We should go back to our seats. Like, we can't really see Taylor from here anyway.
And I didn't want to go. We almost stayed.
She was like, why don't we just stay here? Like, we have good spots. I don't want more people to come. She was so close up
there, but, like, thinking about it now, we probably was worth it anyway, even if, you know, everything else didn't happen, because we wouldn't have been able to see her.
Yeah.
Like 30 minutes.
But so we were in center pit, and then I was like, you know, I think we should go back to our seats. So we ended up leaving, and in center pit there's 2 exits. So there's one, if you're like looking at the back towards the B stages, there's one on the left and one on the right. And we tried to go out the exit on the left, which was the way we entered. Mm-hmm. And they said, oh no, you can't go this way. So I started getting nervous, like, we have to leave. Like, I don't feel like we should be in here right now. So then he told us we could go from the right side. So we went over to the right side, and we ended up being able to get out that way. We just told them that we had to go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
And then, so we went back to our seats.
They were all really nice, too, the security guards. Except for that one that was, like, in front of our other seats. We were like, wow,
okay, so the funny thing is, we were debating going to barricade. And it was kind of like one of those things we were debating, but also like, no, we're not going to do it. But our section was...
Should we explain what that means?
No, barricade? I think people know.
Okay.
Like, she has the barricade in between the 2 B stages, and it was relatively close to where we were sitting.
Yeah.
But, so... We literally, by the time we got back...
Like, I just remember running down the aisle going like this, because that, like, interlude between King of My Heart and Delicate was going on. I was like, oh my god, this is jam.
Yeah, we, like, literally...
we were, like... And the security guard thought I was running back to the B stage, so he has his hand out like this. I was like, come on, dude. Like, I'm going to my seats.
Luckily, we were in the first row of that section, so we didn't have a problem, but...
Yeah.
Yeah, it was kind of like a weightless feeling all night. It was really weird. So, we got back to our seats it was the end of King of My Heart and the very beginning of Delicate. And, like, most people know, like, right after the second verse, you say 1, 2, 3, let's go, bitch. And that's just kind of like a Swiftie thing.
Oh, yeah.
So we went hard.
It's who you know are the real fans. It's who says that.
So, even though I didn't have a voice, I said it, like, really intensely.
We all say you threw your phone.
It was more like body movements, because I didn't have a voice. Like, when I say I didn't have a voice, like, I literally didn't,
yeah.
I could not talk.
You couldn't hear her, and then sometimes it was just like little squeaks that would come out.
So it was like 1, 2, 3, let's go, bitch! And I went so hard on the last, like, throw that I accidentally threw
the
my.
phone on
I had
the
like
ground.
a big blow up phone that I snuck in.
We'll post pictures in
and
the video.
Yeah. And it went flying, so it was cracking up. I went to get it. We were in the first row, so it didn't hit anyone. But
that was really nice.
Kid
that
you not,
room, though.
I know. I kid you not. Like, it had to have been like within a minute after.
Yeah.
That
Andrea came over.
Oh, stop.
You saw her first.
Well, what happened was she came up and she put her arm like just lightly like this on my shoulder.
And I wasn't even realize that.
Like, a lot of people say like, oh, they see Andrea. Taylor's mom, if you don't know, they see her before she comes up, like, a lot of people say, oh, like, I saw her, but I didn't try to get her attention.
You to the side,
but I,
like, or something.
Yeah, but I, like...
We didn't see her at all until she was right up in our faces, because you saw her first, and I think I was looking at Taylor, like, why isn't she moving, kind of thing, because that was the night that her, what do they call it? Gazebo?
The gondola.
Gondola.
The gondola didn't
it was rising up, and I was looking over there.
Yeah, but I literally, she came over, and she, like, oh my gosh, it's so insane to think about.
When she was in front of us, I was like, no. And
She,
I think I said
she
that
touched
too.
my shoulder, and she was just like, hey girls, you look like you're having fun. And I literally,
I think she asked
looking.
us if we were having fun.
Then she said, you look like you're having fun. I was looking at the stage and, like, kind of to the side. I don't know why. I have no idea why. I feel like I was looking at Isabel until I felt the tap on my shoulder. And then we
were probably laughing because you just dropped your phone.
Yeah, I, like, looked
so
up.
That's probably what
it
was.
I'm pretty sure that's what it was.
Yeah.
It was literally right after 1, 2, 3.
It was crazy.
So I felt the tap,
and maybe they were watching us because that guy in the pit, like, we had lights on our arms, so maybe they saw us before, and then in the pit. Because how
I know,
would they
it's a
see
conspiracy
us?
theory.
We don't know. We don't know if we would have gotten picked in the pit if we were still there. But anyway, you can keep going.
So I look over, and it's just, like, out of, like, someone else's video, I swear. Andrea was just, like...
It did not feel real.
I started crying
like,
immediately.
She was like, have you ever met Taylor? And we were like, no. And we were, like, bawling.
Well, I didn't answer.
And you started crying.
No, so what happened was, she was talking to me, and I was like... As soon as I saw her, I then saw, like, the person from TaylorNation standing next to her, and I was like, oh my god. But I knew they were there for us because we were on the end, so it was, like, no confusion about it. There was, like, a couple next to us who were fans, but they were, you know, like, when you dress up, it's kind of obvious. So, like, oh my god, it was just insane. She asked us
if we'd ever met her.
Yeah, and I was crying so hard. I was just like, this isn't real, this isn't real.
I said
it's
no.
Not real.
And then she goes, are you sure? And she said, okay, I believe you, after we were, like, crying for
I don't even think I answered her questions.
Well, I did.
Yeah, you I was just like, this is not real.
You fell to the ground, and she held both of our hands after that.
She was holding my hand the whole time.
Because you fell. Well, you didn't fall, you were like... You were on the ground.
I was crying so
she lifted you back up.
It's one of those moments where you feel like you always, at least for me, and I'm sure you have too, and, like, everyone, you see all the videos of people getting chosen, and even, like, Journey to Fearless, they talk about the Tea Party.
You think about it being real, but then once it actually happens, it's like,
and you have dreams about it, and you're like, oh, she's, like, if you ever have that feeling of her coming up to you and saying, I have a question for you. Have you ever met Taylor? Because that's, like, the famous line. It's like, we both just broke down. And our mom was crying.
Oh my god,
our dad was tearing up.
Our mom was ready to fall over too, I think.
And of course, I'm trying to, like, talk the whole time to TaylorNation because that's, like, the part that actually matters. And I couldn't talk at all because of my voice. So, and, especially with how loud it was. Like, we literally didn't even see the malfunction because...
No, it was, like, during... maybe a minute or two of that.
Yeah, after we got our wristbands and stuff, I remember looking over and that's when she said, like, I'm stuck up here, and I was like, wait, what?
Yeah, after
I was like, oh wait, it's actually not working.
But we were in a daze, like, the rest of the concert.
I cried for a long time.
Yeah, we were, like, screaming, oh my god, we're gonna meet Taylor. And I feel bad thinking about it now because, like, it's kind of unfair to everybody around us, but we were so
When you're
excited.
in that moment, though, it's difficult to keep it to yourself. I mean, we weren't chanting it, but it was, like...
No, but we were freaking out, and I think, like, it was really awesome for us, but I feel bad for the people, like... And then the girl who we were talking to
someone had earlier in the show had asked me if she could take a picture with me because she liked my costume, so of course I said yes, and then she came up to us after and she was like, did you get rep room? And we were like, yes, and she's like, oh my god, I'm so happy for you, which was nice. And yeah, and the rest of the concert is just kind of like we weren't.
It was awesome. Like, I remember dancing so hard to shake it off.
So here's the pads.
And here's the so we got upgraded to the snake pit. It just says snake pit center. Do you have that one?
Mm.
That's the floor. That's
so this is the first one that you get, or we got. They stopped doing the show on it though. So there's that one.
And then this was the meet and greet one
and the upgrade
that you need to have to get into the rep room. They check it like religiously. That you need the pass and the wristband to get through.
So when we got our rep room pass, it said to go to the top of 107. So we left in the middle of, this is why we can't have nice things, just because our parents are like, you know, you don't want to miss it, because it says immediately following. And that's kind of loose, but, you know, you don't want to jinx that.
You don't want to be late.
You don't want to ruin that.
Yeah.
So what we did was we left during the middle of it. We went up. 107 wasn't that far from where we were. And then we kind of noticed, like, there was a group of people forming, and I just held out the pass, but I held, like, the back of it because I didn't want it to be, like, bragging. Mm-hmm. But I wanted to see, like, if I had it out, if we could see people that would come up to us and be like, oh, we're also going here. Because even though it says the top of 107, it was kind of like, well, do we go in the section? Do we just wait, like, where we were in the concourse area? Yeah. So we ended up seeing a few people that I knew, because I have a few fan accounts, so I knew a few people that had gotten chosen, and we all kind of just waited together. And once we were in there and the crowd started filtering out a little bit, you could see, like, people were trying to sneak in, which was it was sad, and it was also kind of like, only like one situation was kind of annoying.
Mixed feelings. Yeah.
Because there was a girl who, like, kind of stayed back, and she goes...
For, like, 20 minutes.
It was a while.
She was standing with us, and then at one point, I think she kind of felt comfortable coming up to us because we were kind of facing towards her.
And everyone had, like, kind of been out, and she was just, like,
She's like, I'm just trying to get in, man.
Yeah, well, first she was like, did they give you all wristbands? Like, is there a certain amount of people you can use for your pass? And
yeah, she did ask that.
And we were like, well, they gave us wristbands when they came up to us, and she was like, she didn't ask how we got it. She just asked if she could basically tag along with us. And we were like,
and
well, we only have...
She asked to bribe us for the pass.
Yeah, and she asked the people next to us, too.
I felt bad, but at the same time...
She was like, oh, I made, like, a costume, like, I tried so hard, and, like, I mean, we completely understand that, but also,
absolutely.
Like... Honestly, I feel like with this night, we weren't trying.
Well, no, we weren't. Like, I wore a junior... Well, okay. We did try.
But we always wear costumes, so for us to not wear costumes...
But they didn't even say anything about our costumes at any point in the night, so I don't think it was that at all. I think it was just that we were having a really good time.
And in the right place at the right time.
Yeah.
I mean, we said, like, we kind of think that TaylorNation had been watching us a little bit, and then, like, the security guard, but... That's not for sure, and we definitely weren't, like, looking out for Andrea or anyone at all.
No. We were looking to see her mom before the show, though, because who doesn't? Yeah.
But, like, certain people, like, go around on the floor trying to find her the whole show, and that, like, wasn't our purpose.
No, because you want to enjoy it.
Yeah. We literally were just living in the moment, and I feel like a lot of people say that you get it when... You're at least expecting it. For us, it was literally, like, it could not be more the case. Other than, like, my intuition of saying, like, we should leave the pit.
It was actually just weird because it was, like, right after we got there. So I don't know if they knew that we were going back to our seats or if it would just happen that we were in the right place in the right time.
And I know we're, like, kind of backtracking, but it's still hard to wrap your head around. So just, like, talking it through. Like, we haven't even really... I mean, we have a little bit, but, like, sat down and talked about it, like, from beginning to end together.
Yeah.
So...
There's different things that we picked up on.
Yeah, especially with, like, when we met Taylor.
Yeah.
So I guess let's get into that part. Well,
Rep room, first of all, was awesome. And it's a lot smaller.
Oh, wait, we should talk about the rules first.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So,
once we got in there, they checked our bands and our...
No, like, outside when we were in the section. Because that's a big part, too.
Well, they took our information down, which was weird.
Yeah, but people started a rumor that TaylorNation, like, takes your license and writes down your license number so that...
They didn't even... We didn't have ours, and they said it was fine.
Luckily, because I got so worried.
Our parents were outside with our stuff, because we didn't bring any of our valuable stuff in.
I still don't have a voice. My voice is worse. She's like, what's your name? And I'm like, Julia. She's like, what?
I had to tell her, yeah.
It was...
So interesting. Yeah, they took out, like, everything down. Yeah. Everything except our social security numbers. Like, it was really
I don't think that much. They didn't take our address, right? It was just our
they took our zip codes, so that's just as
birthday.
well. They take your zip code and then it's automatic fill.
Yeah, birthday and
Age.
they have the show pre-programmed in it.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, your age.
It's kind of cool. It makes you feel important. But who knows what they're using it
but
for.
the whole time you're just like nervous because like you hear stories about TaylorNation and how some people things don't work out, and it's just like, for me at least, Isabel isn't really in like the Stan world online. She kind of stays out of it.
Stan world. I don't follow up on things. I just enjoy it as it happens.
Yeah, so I do that part of our sisterhood.
She does the hard work.
So I was nervous. She was probably nervous,
too.
but for like a little bit of a different reason. So they sat us down in 107, and they basically go over all the rules. And the rules are basically what you would think they would be, like 1 picture per group, like you can't bring phones in once
You can't
Taylor's
split up
there.
either your group.
Yeah. We sat there probably for about 20 minutes. The whole thing was pretty long.
It was a lot of waiting, but once we were in the rep room, it was fine. Like, so after they told us the rules, they told us all, like, we followed them down to a staircase, and then we had some people try to jump in line that were still waiting outside, so then security was like, "Ma'am, you can't go down there,"
Oh yeah,
or whatever
they were on
said.
it. They asked to see our wristbands and pass. Well, at first they said wristband or pass, which is kind of
weird, yeah. But
and I actually thought I didn't get a wristband because I was
we were freaking out, and then
I blacked out.
What James was like, "Isn't it right there?"
I blacked out when we were talking
to be fair,
Andrea.
no one remembered you getting a wristband.
Oh yeah, it was on my right wrist, but I usually put everything on my left wrist.
We had 3 bands on, so
yeah. The whole time I was like looking on my left. I'm like, it's not here. It's not here. Like, oh, I have a right wrist. To be fair though, the whole thing is just it went over my head. So like, I didn't process that I had gotten one. But luckily I did realize, I mean, everyone else realized, James realized it, that I had it.
So we were going down the stairs, and then when we got downstairs, they told us we had to put everything that was a loose item in this one room to the side. So we couldn't bring in, like, parts of our costumes or anything, and I had a drawing that I wanted to give Mama Swift, and they told me I couldn't bring in the folder, so I left it outside. But then once we were in there, they had, they just gave us, like, a brief overview. They had us line up first, actually, right? Or was that after?
They had us line up outside, and then they went over, like, how you could take pictures once you got into the rep room, no video.
Yeah.
But you were allowed to take pictures, and they said...
And they were super strict about it, too. They said you'll have to leave
if you take any video, you will be asked to leave. Which, I don't know how they would really know that, but...
Well, if you're holding your camera up for a long period of time.
Yeah, that's true.
So we get in there, and they have, like, pizza and water and Coke products.
The room that we were in was very
super small. Like, almost 30... Like, we had 32 people in there, 10 groups, right?
Yeah, there were 10 groups, 32 people.
And it was pretty cramped. Like, it wasn't too bad, but it looks a lot bigger in pictures than it
But
actually
I think some
is.
rooms are actually bigger. Ours
This
was,
room
like...
was probably just
ours didn't
small.
have, like, the whiskey on ice or...
Nothing too fancy.
Yeah.
We just had pizza and Coke.
Or the old-fashioned, like... It was, and or the cookies. We didn't have that either.
Yeah, but it was still
But I mean, you
decorated
don't
the
go
same.
for that stuff.
The cookies would have been nice, though.
Yeah, the cookies would have been really nice.
But it's okay,
really
we're not
fine.
complaining
We
at
were
all.
allowed to take pictures. People who get pre-show, and I guess some after-show meet and greets, they're not allowed to take pictures in rep room. So luckily, we were allowed to, so we got
a ton of pictures.
We got a couple. I'll show some.
And before Taylor came out and she said hi, guys, and everything. And then while we were waiting to meet Taylor, they actually had her mom line up in front of... There was a separate room where they had the backdrop for the newspaper in a different area. So while we were waiting to get into there to meet Taylor, they had her mom outside that curtain.
We have to say how Taylor walked in.
Oh! Taylor did walk in, yeah. Everyone went crazy.
Yeah, they said, put your phone away, like, either in your pocket, and neither one of us had pockets.
So we gave it outside
Well, we gave it to a security guard.
He put it
on
outside.
the table. And, I don't even know where she came out of. I guess she probably was in the meet and greet room and then
went back around.
So... She walks in and her cute little, like, hey guys.
And she went like this with her shoulders.
Yeah, she does the shimmy. She always does. She's so cute.
She does it on stage a lot,
it's unreal. So I start crying again.
I was pretty composed, I will say. Until
I mean, for the overall situation, I feel like I was handling it pretty well.
Imagine if this was like 10 years ago, Speak Now, you would have been so immature and like crying more, I think.
I mean, I still cried a ton.
You did, but it's better being older because then you get to
think about it more and like not act very, not to say that like, you know, but the way that the obsession that I had when I was younger is different than it is now. Like, now it's definitely a more matured obsession.
It's a personal thing now.
Yeah. But, yeah, so she walked in and she greeted us and she said, "I'll see you soon." So she went in, like, the meet and greet room was a separate room and it was blocked by a black curtain. And then you had, like, the rep room was the center. So, yeah.
Then we met Andrea before we went in, and I wish we
Scott
had
gave us pics too.
Yeah, Scott was in the back. I
don't think everyone got pics though.
No, they definitely didn't because he gave a whole handful to that girl.
Oh my god, I know. I was like, can I have one for my parents?
And I lost mine because the guy.
Yeah.
I put myself.
She ended up.
He picked it up, but it didn't come with everything else.
I don't have my pic here. It's upstairs.
Well, everybody knows what it looks like.
Yeah, you're right.
It's just reputation on it.
Yeah, we got one each.
It's just the print of the album on the guitar, I think.
A lot of people are getting them this era, so, but anyway.
So we met both her parents, and then we took a picture with Mama Swift.
She was having really, like, decent long conversations with people, which was great. Like, you could tell the distance in between each group was a lot. Like, we were waiting in line. We didn't meet her until, like, I think the last time I looked at the clock was, like, 12:13.
Yeah.
So, like, we didn't meet her until
And what time did we get down there? Wasn't it? I mean, it had to take at least 20 minutes that we were sitting and taking pictures.
Well, the show ends at 11, so we were in the rep room for, like, 30 minutes before the meet and greet. And, so Andrea was meeting people. We were the last people in line.
Yeah, we were.
Which I actually wanted because I wanted time to think about what I wanted to say, because even though we had, like, more than half the concert to think about it, it's not, like, it's not something you can prepare for that much until you're there and you're like, okay, I know I'm meeting her and I have to think about it now, and you don't have your phone, so you can't, like, look, oh, I want to say this and this. So I was just, like, trying to think about it, and in my head, and I'm sure in yours too, you always think, like, if you're put in that situation, what's the first thing you're gonna say?
I love you.
Yeah,
duh.
Exactly. So we went up and we were talking to Andrea.
She asked us both our names, which I thought was nice. She did that to every group, too. And then she hugged us. That was the first thing
I wanted to know how she found us, because she was the one that found us.
But we didn't get to that part.
Yeah, because the group in front of us was really quick. Like, everyone was taking, like, 3 to 5 minutes with Taylor, and the group in front of us, I swear, they were there for, like, 2 minutes.
Too. You'd think they'd have...
There was only 2 of them. It was the 2 girls.
Oh, shoot, you're right. But they were freaking out in
front
of us.
The bigger group was in front of them.
Maybe they got nervous. But anyway...
She said she was really nervous. She said her heart was beating really fast.
Yeah.
We didn't exchange names, but, yeah. There were 2 girls in front of us, and they were really quick.
And, Andrea asked us about,
going to other shows.
Yeah, where we were from, like, if we were from the area, right? And then she asked us if we had been to any other shows.
I remember telling her that I lost my voice the night before.
Oh, yeah.
And that's why my voice was like that. I didn't want anyone to think I was sick, because, like, my allergies were really bad, which didn't help, but, like, I didn't have, like, an illness. So
we told her we were going to MetLife the next week, and then she goes, well, you can't get any better than this. She, like, put her arms out.
I actually forgot we were able to tell her that we went to MetLife.
Oh, we were going to.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, like, right after that is when...
Well, I told her about the drawing, too. I said I had it for her, and she...
Was that before or after we took the Polaroid?
That was, like, the very last thing.
Oh, did I show I don't know.
I think that was after we took the Polaroid.
Yeah, because right after they were like, you're up. So our conversation got cut short a little bit.
But she did say that she was gonna get it, like, she told Taylor's... Who was that? Her publicist? Somebody was with her.
No, it was, someone from TaylorNation.
Oh, well, Andrea told her that at the end that they were gonna get it since we were the last group, which she ended up doing, which was really nice.
Yeah, she said, I'll meet them to get it, which, we'll explain that later, but,
So then we went in... And I was the first one to go in. She goes, "Hey guys!" Oh my God. And then we hugged, and it was beautiful because she has, like, a really nice hug that's like the under the shoulder thing where she just, like, puts you in a bear hug.
Oh, I can't even describe
it was so
the feeling.
Nice. And
my legs, like, I'm
so
sitting, but my legs feel weak. I swear to you.
It was so cute, and then she starts crying. So then I was like, oh my god, don't cry, because if you cry, I'm gonna cry. And then Taylor acknowledged it, and she said, oh, you're so cute. So she's holding Julia's hands, because again, she's gonna fall over.
Yeah, I literally...
And I'm sure she hugged you at one point, too.
She did. When we walked in, she hugged you first. Mm-hmm. Well, she was like, hey guys, first, with the two hands. Yeah. And then, she hugged you since you walked in first. Mm-hmm. And then... after she hugged you, she looked at me, and I remember her looking at me, and
her eyes are really pretty.
Well, all of hers are really pretty. Yeah. It was just to see someone that you always see, and like we've been front row before, like we literally had pit that night, and we were front row in 1989. But to see her right there,
and she's coming towards you to give you a hug,
and she's asking you, oh my god,
she asked us our name. I think the first thing she said was, "Are you twins?" Right?
Yeah, but I hugged her. Well, I said as soon as she started, she was ending her hug with you and coming over to hug me, and I started crying, and I was like,
it's been 11 years!
Yeah, I was like, I've loved you for so long, it's been 11 years, and I was bawling, and she gave me a hug, and then, after the hug, it was kind of like one of the, you hug, and then I, like, slipped our arms down, and she was holding my hand, and,
I just remember her holding your hands kind of like
this.
Like this, yeah. You were leaning into her,
I was
and she was, like, leaning into you.
Oh my god, the moment, I can't even... And then she kind of like stepped back, and she was like, "Oh, are you guys twins?" Mm-hmm. And we were like,
"Yeah, we're identical." Yeah. And then didn't she ask where we were from, or did we?
I wrote it down because I didn't want to forget, and obviously it's a little bit like we're trying to remember the order, but we've been trying to not talk too much in depth about it because we knew we wanted to do this video.
I'm pretty sure that was like the other thing that she said was, where are you guys from? We told her we were in King of Prussia, and she told us about the story of the best day and how her...
Well, she said, oh, I love King of Prussia.
Yeah, we talked about the mall for a little bit,
because,
too.
Yeah, we have the biggest mall in America.
Me being dumb asked her if she'd go into the mall, like... But that just shows you how...
Yeah, you get, like,
she's so humble,
mushy brain.
And she's, like... But also, it's, like, so personal that I was just like, oh, yeah, did you go? Like,
yeah, did you go
obviously, she's not Taylor Swift. She doesn't even live here.
Because I said, oh, it's bigger now. Because when she lived here, it was, like, not the biggest mall in America. So I was like, oh, yeah, it's bigger now. And she was like, do you go often? I was like, no, she doesn't. I was like, I either said, no, she doesn't, or
and I was like, wow, okay, no.
And she's like, no, actually, I haven't.
I mean, she wasn't acting like I was dumb.
And she asked us if we told her mom that we were from King of Prussia because her mom and her used to go to King of Prussia.
I think we might have said that we had told her where we were from, but maybe not. Because, I don't know.
I remember telling her no. We didn't tell her that we were from King of Prussia.
I don't think we told her specifically. I think she just asked, like,
she asked if we were around here. Yeah.
She didn't specifically ask, like, where we were from, but we might have told her that we lived in the area.
Yeah.
I wish we had more time with her, but, you know.
Yeah, but that's okay.
Yeah.
So...
Yeah, so then we were talking about her...
Oh, wait. We forgot to say that Taylor told me not to cry.
Oh, yeah. She told you not to cry.
Yeah, it was like...
She was laughing at it. Like, a cute laugh.
Like
not like a mocking
laugh,
way, but it was
She was
really
like, oh, you're so cute, because Isabel said, you're gonna make me cry.
It's a twin thing.
Yeah. So, I'm going off of what I wrote down, just because, you know, we can't remember what happened in order. Yeah, so she... Actually, what I said that was the first thing that... And actually, I don't even know what the order was, but I remember everything we talked about, but I don't remember the exact order. But I also said that one of the first things I told her was that I remember joining Taylor Connect when I was 9.
Oh, yeah, that was when you said 11 years and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was, like, one of the first things. So I said, I remember joining Taylor Connect when I was 9, but it said you had to be 13. And I think she was just laughing the whole time. Like, she just
and I'm pretty sure she was still holding your hands at this point.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
she held my hands for a long time.
For a while. Until we basically took the picture, kind of. Well, then I think she had...
Eventually, I had to wipe my face, so I...
Let go. You let go of Taylor Swift's hand.
Well, I had to wipe my face. I was talking to her, and my makeup was getting all messed up. I had some common sense to be like... I can't, have my makeup dripping off my face while I'm supposed to be taking a picture.
You could, yeah.
But, so I said a thing about Taylor Connect, and, I told her how, like, I used to send her messages on there, like, any way that I could. And, Isabel said that, the thing about Thanksgiving. Our mom always invites Taylor to Thanksgiving every year. It's literally just, like, a thing that's been happening for 10 years. And it used to be through Taylor Connect when you could message Taylor through there, which was, like, her old online forum before, like, the Swift Life was a thing, before, like, people really used to use Twitter and Instagram and stuff to have fan accounts. It was always, like, you message Taylor through Taylor Connect. But anyways, like, we told her about that, and she was like, your mom sounds so nice.
And she said, tell her thank you.
Yeah. After we talked about King of Prussia, she was like, oh, I actually grew up going to the Berkshire Mall, which is the one in Reading, which is about an hour from King of Prussia, which is near where I go to school. But she didn't know that. But she started telling the story about the best day, and she said, oh, like, I remember wanting to go to the mall, and I asked my friends to go, and she either said they didn't answer or told her, like, they'll do it another day or something. And they ended up going without her, and she remembers seeing that they went, and she wasn't invited, so her mom said, let's go, and they did window shopping. And she goes, you know, I actually wrote a song about it. And I remember having this conversation with her, and I was like, she was still holding my hand. I remember still holding her hand at this point, I think. And I was like, the best day.
And she goes,
she did, like, her little surprised face, like, kind of smirky, but kind of like, you're cool kind of thing. And she was like, yeah, you know, that's funny. I was actually just gonna say that. She's so cute, I can't even. But I told her I went to Penn State Berks, which is in Reading. It's literally down the street from the Berkshire Mall. And it was crazy getting to connect with her on that level, because, like, I know the area now that I've been to school there. And I told her, like, oh, my roommate and I drove by your house in Reading, or no, I didn't say in Reading. I said we drove by your house up there when Reputation came out, and we played your new music in front of your old house, like the old Taylor and stuff. And she was like, oh, which house? Like, and this was like, why would you tell her that? You definitely said something to me.
Yeah, I said, that's not creepy at all. When we were in there with Taylor.
Taylor just laughed, and she was like, oh, which house? The one in Wyomissing or Reading? And I said, the one in Wyomissing, I think. And then I said, I think. And then I said, not the Christmas tree farm. Because that one, I don't think there's really an address to that. Like, I don't think you can drive to it. As far as I know, like, I couldn't find a place to visit it. So, but the one that everyone knows in Wyomissing, we went to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she said it was cool that I went to Penn State Berks. Like, she knew exactly what I was talking about, which was really cool. Since she had grown up there, and, like, that school's been there for a while. It's changed, but it's been there for years. So that was awesome. And then around that point was when I believe when she asked about the picture. When she was trying to tell the story of the best day, and she was saying, like, oh, I wanted to go and stuff, or I used to go there, I was just like, oh, it's so much smaller, it's so much smaller. I must have said it like 5 times, because I thought that we were still talking about malls, like, oh, we're comparing the King of Prussia Mall to the Berkshire Mall, and I didn't get to the point where, like, she was trying to tell us the sentimental thing, so I was just like, it's so much smaller! Which is kind of embarrassing, but I think she gets it.
I don't remember it being that embarrassing.
No,
she just kind of kept going. I mean, you did kind of interrupt her story when you the best day when you said that, but she was surprised you knew it. I don't know why.
I don't know why.
Maybe she's just acting. That
yeah,
way.
she probably is
to make you feel special, but
yeah.
But it was still cool though.
It was awesome. It was especially cool being able to connect to her on that level with, like,
knowing our area.
Yeah, that was really awesome.
And talking about past things.
I remember saying Grandview Avenue, which in my head I knew it wasn't Grandview Avenue, but I could have swore, like, in a song, like one of her unreleased songs, she says Grandview Avenue.
So it wasn't Grandview Avenue?
It's Grandview Boulevard. I don't know if it used to be Avenue, because I swear in one of her songs.
She does.
I think it's called American Boy.
It's going in my head right now. Yeah.
growing up on Grandview Avenue.
Yeah.
Aye.
Maybe she just figures nobody's gonna know the difference.
Well, also, it could have been called Avenue before, and now it's Boulevard.
Yeah.
So, that's that. But, yeah, so I said that, and she was like, yes, she, like, understood what I was saying. Because she said, I have it written down as, Isabel was like, you're a stalker, and Taylor laughed but went along with it. She said that they had redone the place and really made it look beautiful.
Oh, yeah.
And I agreed and said, yeah, it looks so different now. And I say that as like, oh, I grew up there, but no. I only know because, like, when you look up pictures of her house, you see what it looked like when she lived there, and then, like, when you go and visit it, it's different. Like, the shutters are all different and
but
stuff.
But it was cool because she had just been there the day before.
Yeah.
So she really knew what to talk about.
And if I know she went to the farm... I'm pretty sure she went to the farm when she was here, but I'm sure she went to both houses, even if she didn't get out. I think then is when she asked to take the picture.
And then you were like, can we hold hands?
Yeah, because she... And recently, especially with rep room pictures, she's doing a lot of, like, the over-the-shoulder to try to do it, like, more evenly, I think, because that's, like, a thing now. But, I wanted a cute picture, and Isabel and I talked about this beforehand.
She was like, I want the right side because that's where she leans her head.
Most of the time. She does lean left sometimes, but I just... It kind of just ended up being that way anyway, because I think we naturally go to certain sides. Mm. But, you're like, no.
No, I don't mean it that way.
We didn't really... It wasn't something that we were like, oh, we have to switch sides when we're in there.
That moment.
It all just kind of happened.
Yeah.
But, yeah. So she was like, oh, can we get a picture? And she started putting her arms around us, and I said, oh, can we hold hands? And I think she was just like, sure.
I'm glad we did, because if she had kept her arms like this over us, I don't know what I would have done with my hand. Like, where do I put it?
Probably would have either hugged her or... But I knew I wanted a holding hand picture just because those are, like, my favorite. So I was thinking that we would, like, hold hands at the side and hold it up, but of course Taylor being like cute, she was like, let's do one of
over
these
the shoulder,
and like put her arm around us like this,
and then it was like this,
and we literally, like, I swear interlocking fingers with her was like not something you had to think about.
I remember looking over and just seeing her hand come down, and then her blue nail polish was like, I'm holding Taylor Swift's hand.
I don't even think I thought about it. I just literally like had my hand up or something, and or she like put her hand on me, and then
her fingernails were really short for some reason. I don't know. I
literally, like, I just remember it not being something.
Well, people also
say
to smell her, and I didn't think to do that. But, she probably did smell good.
It wasn't the first thing on my mind, I have to admit.
No.
Definitely not. But yeah, so we took the picture, and it was super cute. And we stood there for just holding hands for like 30 seconds because she was like, she didn't move. So first I thought like, oh, are we getting like a second picture or something?
So did I. I thought we were getting a second picture.
Because we stood there for so long, and she was just kind of, and then I looked up at her. I remember looking up at her and her just being there. Like if Isabel was her, it was just literally me going like this. And I was just, oh, I can't even. But she was just standing there, and she goes, wait, they have to make sure we didn't blink. And then she was like, no one blinked!
So then after that, she hugged us a lot, and we said, I love you a lot. Every time we said I love you, she hugged us again. Really tight.
I really, really, really wish I could like, I definitely remember hugging her, but everyone's like, oh, you remember, like, how it feels and stuff. And I'm like, I remember it to a degree, but, like, in the moment, I was just like, her hair's on my face.
I remember her shirt being really soft.
Yeah. It wasn't like... I didn't think about how tight she was holding us. I was thinking about, like, how long it was, because it was just, like, I'm finally hugging this person who has meant so much for me.
And she hugged you until you let go, too.
Yeah. I wish I would have held her longer, but I also didn't, like, my voice was, this whole time, I literally, like, I'll have to insert a video of what my voice was. I literally sounded like death. Like, I was like, of course I'm meeting Taylor like this. Like, it had to happen this way.
But it couldn't have been any better.
No. But also, one thing that happened that I don't remember if it was... I feel like it had to have been before the picture. I think it may have been right before, but, like, I can't place when it happened. I just remember the conversation really clearly. Was when I had just finished hugging her at some point. We hugged so many times. But I had just finished hugging her, and I was like, I have so much I want to say to you, but I can't say it right now, and I'm just gonna...
I think that was before the picture.
Yeah, I think it was right
afterwards, we just talked about your J necklace,
yeah,
right?
mm-hmm. So I,
And Mom, she said to Mom.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, so I was like, I have so much to tell you, but I'm just gonna send you a message on Tumblr. And I think she's just like, okay, and then I distinctly remember her going further and being like, Taylor had asked me what my username essentially was on Tumblr. So I said, oh, it's Forever a Philly Swiftie. And she said, oh, Forever Philly Swiftie, like, I'll remember that. And I was like, Forever... She's like, is that it? I was like, Forever a Philly Swiftie. Because I wanted to make sure, like... I mean, I'm sure it would have come up anyway. But, like, you know, in that moment when Taylor Swift is asking you what your username is, you want to make sure that...
It's right.
Yeah. And then, she ended up being like, oh, does it have... She's like, oh, no underscores, no, dashes. I think that's all she said. Or, yeah. She was just, like, clarifying that it was just that. And I was like, yeah, just that, nothing else. And I was like, I wasn't really expecting her to do anything with it, because, you know, she asked, but it's like...
Like, is she actually going to do it? That's the
yeah.
thing.
And I wasn't expecting anything from it, and kind of in the moment I was just like, you know, she's asking whatever, I'll tell her, but I didn't, like, say it to get something out of it. And, so, we took our picture, and then when we were leaving, I said that, well, we said bye. We hugged after the picture. I remember hugging after
and
the
then
picture.
you were like, one more thing, or something like that.
Yeah, I said, I just want to say one more thing. I said, like, we have matching necklaces, which, my name's Julia, so I have, like, the Tiffany J that she has. So I just showed her that, and she didn't have hers on, which is, like, not a big deal. It doesn't matter. But, and I don't really remember what she said. I think she was just like...
She's just like, oh, that's cool, or something.
Yeah, something like that. She's just like, oh, awesome, or,
yeah.
oh, cool.
But she, like, looked at it, too.
Yeah, she held it. She
it.
was like... She may have even said that's sweet or something.
I
honestly don't remember. And she didn't even hear me say it.
No, I didn't. Well, I heard you say you had the necklace. I couldn't tell you what her response was.
Yeah, I don't... Honestly, it was, like, a spur of the moment thing, because I remembered I wanted to say something.
Because I'm pretty sure I was kind of already on my way out.
Yeah, she was, because I was just like... But I remembered. I was like, I wanted to tell her this, so let me wait. So I, like, literally turned around and was like, I just want to tell you something. I'm pretty sure I put my hand on her arm.
Probably, yeah. You do that a lot.
I do.
And then, before we were leaving, she goes, oh, and tell your mom she seems pretty cool, or something.
Mm-hmm. And when I gave her the last hug, I said...
she said, tell your mom I say hi, because she seems pretty awesome.
Something awesome.
That's what she said.
Yeah.
And it was so cool that she remembered that, and then that was the last thing that she said.
Well, like, before... I don't know if it was before or after that, but it was also in leaving, so I don't remember what she said. When I gave her the last hug, I said, that I wished her happiness with her and Joe, and that, they make me happy.
I didn't hear that either.
Yeah, I know, because I literally said it as we were leaving.
Yeah.
And she was just like...
She hugged us by, like, 3 times, and every time we were like, I love you, and she goes, I love you too.
She was so sweet. It's, like, so surreal. And then as we were leaving, it's kind of weird, because you, like, turn your back on Taylor, and we were like, bye! Mm-hmm. And then you walk out, and
She went out toward the main room where we were before.
Yeah, I don't even remember her leaving.
I looked back, so I wanted to see if she was following us or if she was going out.
So she went back into the rep room?
Yeah, with her mom, and then her mom came out first, and I guess
so she wasn't standing there, though, when we saw Andrea later.
No. But she was probably still in there. They probably wanted to wait till we left.
She was probably eating pizza.
True.
There's so much pizza left over. Everyone was like, I'm not going to eat pizza because I'm going to meet Taylor.
They don't even think they went through, like, 2 boxes.
My mom had given me a cough drop because my throat was so messed up from the night before. And, like, since I didn't have my voice, she gave me a cough drop to see if that would help because my voice just kept going. Like, it was... The difference between the beginning of the night and the end of the night was really bad. So she gave me a cough drop to see if that would, like, do anything. So I was like, oh my god, my breath's going to smell like cough drop. But when we left, we kind of, like, you leave the room and you exit from the right and, like, go back around to where the table was where they made us leave our stuff. Yeah. And at some point someone handed us an autograph. I think we were leaving the room.
And the card to get the picture.
You got the card. And Isabel had someone...
It's in here.
There Isabel had someone hold her Polaroids and stuff while she was meeting Taylor.
Well, no, I didn't. I put it on the ground and he picked it. Well, he was like, here, I can hold it. But he dropped the guitar pick. Whatever. It's gone. But here's the card. Oh, I guess I shouldn't show the...
It doesn't matter.
But, like...
What are they going to do? Look up her picture? There's nothing you can do about it. So that's the card that they give you. And then it says to go to the website. It literally just leads you to the website where you type in the number and you get your picture.
It's kind of like Disney.
But you don't need to log in or anything.
Yeah.
So we said that Taylor's mom had said that she was expecting a gift from us. So when we went back out, it was on the table.
I'm pretty sure she asked for it. She asked.
She did come back out because not like to where the table was. It's kind of hard to explain. But everything had a door to close.
It was like a big circle that they had.
Everything was connected.
Yeah.
And so we were at the table, which did have also a door that blocked off to like where essentially the entrance was to the rep room. So like we're here.
That was in the hallway.
Yeah, it's hard to explain.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
So Taylor's mom was waiting with the security guards. I guess she'd come out. She was eating, so Taylor was definitely eating that pizza
Definitely. I mean, why not? She's probably starving.
So, Taylor's mom came out and she was eating, and she knew that she was expecting something. So the security guards, we told them like, oh, Taylor's mom knows that like we have this for her, and Isabel had done it, so it was really from her. But
she didn't open it though.
But it was like a clear red folder.
Yeah, so she could see kind of through it.
So
she didn't throw it out.
They handed it to her, and then she just kind of held it in her arm, and we were getting our stuff back on. It was really late. It was like we met her at like around 12:15 probably, and when we got out, it was like
pretty sure by the time
when we got to our parents, it was 12:30. Yeah. I remember looking at the clock. We probably had about 5 minutes with Taylor.
I would say that's probably max.
Yeah,
it felt pretty long.
We had a lot of decent conversation.
Yeah, it didn't feel rushed at all, which was nice. Except maybe a little bit toward the end, but like she probably wants to leave,
and it wasn't really.
Wasn't really Taylor who was rushing; it was the people around her that wanted to leave, I guess.
But also, we were the last people, so it was kind of like. I mean, the good part about it was that
we may have gotten a little bit more time
because we were the last people, but at the same time, it was like these people have to go home. Like security has to go home. Like they have their lives too, and it's late.
Yeah, like really late.
But when Taylor's mom got Isabel's drawing, she said,
"Thank you, girls," or something.
Yeah.
She held it up, too.
And, she was, like, eating her pizza. It was so cute. And I was, we had the autographs in our hands.
They had pepperoni, too. I wish I had.
Always forgetting or regretting.
I don't really regret anything. That's like the least of concern.
When we were leaving, the last thing I said was, "We love you, Mama Swift," and then I looked back at her and she goes, "I love you. I love you too, honey." I distinctly remember that. And she was eating her pizza.
And that was the end.
Yeah, and her parents, we met up with her parents afterwards. I know Taylor usually sends security with the singles, but we had each other, so they didn't send security with us.
Apparently, we were the only people our parents didn't see cry afterwards.
Yeah, our parents said everyone that came out was crying.
Running out and
I had cried inside, and afterwards I was just so happy. I was happy when I cried, but...
Yeah.
I cried when I got... Wait, the story's not over. Okay, so we met up with our parents, and then I made a post on Twitter. Twitter's, like, my main source, but I also, like, had told Taylor, like, Tumblr, and I know, like, she's most active on Tumblr. So, I've made a post on Tumblr, basically just our announcement picture about Rep Room, because everyone takes their pictures, so we could probably reenact it. What? She was over my shoulder and I was crying. Yeah. That's it.
We'll post it in the thing.
Yeah, so I made my post on Tumblr and I was like reblogging myself like crazy, just adding things to it, like, oh my gosh, I love you so much, like whatever. And we got home, drove back to where we live, and I was getting ready to go to bed, and then something was just in me like, oh, you should probably check Tumblr. So Tumblr's like a joke. Literally, I get like one note every 3 weeks.
What does that mean?
Like,
I have no idea.
They call it notes, like, when someone either
like
likes,
comment?
comments, or reblogs. Reblogs is, like, retweeting. So what happened was, I got home, going to bed.
I looked it up.
No, I did. And then I was like, oh my god. Like, I noticed that it said 99 plus notifications. And this is on the app, which everyone knows Tumblr app sucks. So it said 99 plus notifications. I was like, I bet you Taylor liked my post. Like, there's no way this is happening. And she didn't. So I looked, and of course it says, Taylor Swift liked your post. So I start crying, and then I told Izzo, I was like, Taylor liked my post.
Is that where I picked up your phone
yeah,
and I told
her,
you that she was following you?
Yeah, she had started following me too, and then I cried even harder, and I was a mess. It was like, I had never been noticed in my life. We'd never met Taylor's parents.
A lot happened.
Never got upgraded, and it was just everything all in one. Yeah.
It was a really good
Completely surreal. And to think about it now is just ridiculous. Like, the amount of times I said this isn't real is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna read the post that I put on Tumblr. So I posted our rep picture, and then it said, we got rep room and I just met Taylor Swift. I can't handle myself. And then I did a bunch of, like, crazy letters. I have no voice, and, like, half my spelling's messed up because I was typing fast and crying. I have no voice from going last night and tonight, and I don't even remember what I said, but I told her my name and how much I loved her. It's been 11 years, I can't, I love her. And then another reblog, I don't understand how this is real, I can't. And then I tagged her, and I said, I love you so much, words can't describe, and thanks for being the sweetest angel and for holding my hand while I was crying. You are the best thing in my life, and thank you for being my best friend for years and not knowing I exist. And not even knowing I exist. So she liked that, and that was kind of a really surreal moment for me.
Yeah.
Even though, like, half the words were spelled wrong, it was just, like...
It adds character, it's okay.
And it was all caps. Yeah.
That's so cute.
It's the only thing left to show, really.
The autographs.
Yeah.
Just
so,
basic. It's cool, like, they used to have her sign stuff, but this is better because, like, you don't go to a concert bringing something that she could sign. Like, what's she gonna sign our wrists?
Exactly.
So that's better.
It's nice that they give you the 8x10s.
Yeah.
And then confetti.
It's cool what people are doing with this. They put it on shirts. We saw somebody dressed as Santa with, like, the confetti as the trim on the outfit. That's pretty cool.
Anyway, that's the end of this.
That's cool.
Thanks
Q&A.
for watching. This is really long, and we're going to make a Q&A, so watch out for that.
Bye.
Au revoir.
I literally cannot talk. I have no voice left at all. And I met Taylor like this last night.